probably time for another video tonight. So I'm going to address this crazy psychosis, what I call the American psychosis, and that's what Chris Hedges calls it as well, in order to just let you reflect a little bit on a few things, including this election season, where evidently the subject of masturbation is now an election issue. So this is part of the psychosis, but it's actually not funny. So let me read you some excerpts from an essay by Chris Hedges, and I will post the link, the full link to that essay down below. What happens to a society that cannot distinguish between reality and illusion? The United States, locked into the kind of twilight disconnect that grips dying empires, is a country entranced by illusions. It spends its emotional and intellectual energy on the trivial and the absurd. It is captivated by the hollow stagecraft of celebrity culture as the walls crumble. This celebrity culture giddily licenses a dark voyeurism into other people's humiliation, pain, weakness, and betrayal. Day after day, one lurid saga after another, whether it's Britney Spears or anybody else like Tiger Woods, enthralls the country, despite bank collapses, wars, mounting poverty, or the criminality of our financial class. The virtues that can sustain a nation state and build community, from honesty to self-sacrifice, to transparency, to sharing, are ridiculed each night on television as rubes stupid enough to cling to this antiquated behavior are voted off reality shows. Fellow competitors, for prize money and in exchange for fleeting fame, cheered on by millions of viewers, elect to disappear the unwanted. In the final credits of these reality shows, America's Next Top Model, a picture of the woman expelled during the episode vanishes as the group portrait on the group portrait of the television screen. Those casts aside become, at least within the television audience, non-persons. Celebrities that can no longer generate publicity, good or bad, simply vanish. Life, these shows persistently teach, is a brutal world of unadulterated competition and a constant quest for notoriety and attention. Our culture of flagrant self-exaltation, hardwired evidently in the American character, permits the humiliation of all those who oppose us. We believe, after all, that because we have the capacity to wage war, we have the right to wage it. Those who lose deserve to be erased. Those who fail, those who are deemed ugly, those who are deemed ignorant and poor, should be belittled and mocked. Human beings are used and discarded like styrofoam boxes that held junk food. And the number of superfluous human beings are swelling at the unemployment office, the prisons, and in the soup kitchens. This sort of selfish cult in the United States is essentially the basic trait of psychopaths. Superficial charm, grandiosity, and self-importance. A need for constant stimulation, a penchant for lying, and a penchant for lying, deception, and manipulation, and the incapacity for remorse or guilt. And this is also the very ethic promoted by most mega corporations. It is the ethic of unfettered capitalism. It is the misguided belief that personal style and personal advancement, mistaken for individualism, are the same as democratic equality. It is the nationwide celebration of image over substance, of illusion over truth. We have a right, the cult of the self says, to get whatever we desire. We can do everything, even belittle and destroy those around us, including our friends, to make money, to be happy, or to become famous. Once fame and wealth is achieved, they become their own justification and their own morality. How one gets there is irrelevant. It is this perverted ethic that gave us the investment houses of Goldman Sachs, that willfully trashed the global economy and stole money from tens of millions of small shareholders who had bought stocks in these corporations for their retirement age or for college. The heads of these corporations, like the winners on a reality television program who lied and manipulated others to succeed, walked away with hundreds of millions of dollars in bonuses and compensation. It is all fused into one bizarre, perverted belief system, and it has banished the possibility of the country returning to a reality-based world or avoiding internal collapse. A society that cannot distinguish between reality from illusion dies. I think this is going to be a two-part video tonight.